It looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. So who let us in? Did we just break in? How old are you? 10. I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know? What? Are the people in the barracks okay? Hi, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So I am going on a short trip, so I'm going to try to record this episode and put it up before I go on the short trip. So let's continue. I believe... Are we done with conversing with her? Yeah, we're done with conversing with her. I feel like I should actually like to do a few things. First of all, I would like to present. Can I present stuff to him? I can. Okay, so let's present stuff to him. Inspector Gregson, can I show you this? Am I supposed to know what that is? I've never seen that insignia before. It's worn by defense lawyers in the Empire of Japan as a symbol of their profession. In other words, it's a worthless trinket here in Great Britain. Hey! Oh no, it's very important to me. It shows my spirit. An English gentleman keeps things like his spirit very much to himself, I'll have you know. Oh. Don't give up, Mr. Naruhodo. It's too late. He's crushed my spirit already. Okay, how about this? Can I show you this? So that's where the victim was found. Yeah, this... What is Calabash Road? Why is it important here? I don't know. Okay, can we present this to you? Thank you again for this. Don't mention it. I had someone at the yard to fish it out for me, but in the end, I didn't need it. Why not? Oh. Well, the case could hardly be simpler, couldn't it? I don't need a map to work out what happened. You can throw it away when you're done with it. Oh, you're gonna regret that. Okay. I wanted to go to... let me see whether I can do that. Let me just go to the prison cell. See, I need Sholmes. Sholmes can wait for a while. I wanted to examine the prison cell actually. Is something going on here? Cell 9. Yeah, he's not here. It seems that we can't meet with Mr. Natsume at the moment. Oh. He's being briefed about his appearance in court tomorrow, apparently. Yes, the trial is only a day away. Alright then. Let's come back. I really hope he's not answering any more questions with inappropriate textbook answers like, yes I do. Me too. Okay, so I wanted to examine his cell actually. I forgot to examine his cell the other time. Oh, I can't examine his cell. Okay, never mind then. Fine. Let's go to Sholmes' suit then. Oh, anime. Baker Street. Being a gentleman, very good of you, Naruhodo.
It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Oh, so he's on the second floor?
Again.
221 Baker Street.
This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
I mean, it's kind of pretty, cute, pretty, quaint. I think the word is quaint. Oh, we're inside straight away. Did he let us in? Sholmes' suit. That's a lot to look at here. So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow. Yeah, that's a lot. Is it as described in the stories, Miss Susato? What? Susato-san? Oh, she's happy though. Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read this story, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism. Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? I don't know whether you want to play along with that. Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So, if you don't mind, What? I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Okay. Please, don't mind me. She's obsessed. Leave her alone. Well, it looks like our detective friend isn't home at present, so who let us in? Do we just break in? Excuse me, is anybody home? Why is his door unlocked? Is it? Okay. My bet is on the little girl. Oh, do we have a visitor? Yeah, I told you. Hello? Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes? Hello? Wait. Aren't you? Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once. I'm sure it's the same girl. Yeah. Mr. Sato, did you see the girl who was just here? Oh yes. Isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case. The King of... where? King Wilhelm... Oh no, I don't know how to pronounce. Gottsrick? Sigismund von Ormstein, of course? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Sherlock Holmes for a moment and look over here. The tea's brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well. Ah, it's you. I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too. Flashback. Ah, there you are. And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilder's trial in the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. We met earlier. Where are you? Having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London? Okay, she remembers us. Oh yes, it was challenging. Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know. Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? What color is it? Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner. I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you know. You see? You must be exhausted after your long voyage here. And you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. How do you know that? Oh, and you're to defend... How do you know that? You're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots of luck. Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Hurley, do you? Wait. Hurley? Mr. Sholmes, do you surely? Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see? Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial. And only briefly at that, yeah. How on earth does she know so much about us? Yeah. Did she deduce all those things, do you think? I don't know. Maybe she saw us? And perhaps, more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholmes' suit? Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself, have I? I feel like I know who she is. Oh, I don't know. I didn't know her name is Iris. Wilson. Never mind. I don't know her. It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Irish Wilson. I live here together with Hurley. I thought they would be related, you see. Ah, Iris, is it? What a lovely name. Iris. Oh, okay. I was trying to remember why it was familiar. What? What's the matter? No, wait. This can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden?
Yes, that's right. And what are your names?
Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan.
Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Lovely. Susie and Runo.
Okay.
Got it. Susie?
Or would you say Suzy? Suzy, maybe? Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. There's so many questions for her, I don't know where to start.
Yes. And so do I.
Can we? Can we examine the room? Or should we talk to her? No, let's examine. I'm afraid I'll trigger something if I don't examine.
A mystery shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing man, a bust of Napoleon. Ah, what an entrancing collection.
This is the first time in my life that I've seen a lonely old shoe displayed as an ornament.
Ah, those are all mementos that Hurley has collected from his past cases.
Can you do that? Wouldn't they be evidence? Really? Even the bus?
Yes, that's right. When the mood takes him, he likes to throw it on the floor and smash it to dust.
Wait. Then it won't be there. The poor defenseless emperor? Mr. Sholmes destroyed it? But it's there.
Yes, and then he buys a new one.
Oh. You make it sound like he has the temperament of an insane sculptor.
Ah, how entrancingly bohemian of him.
Okay. Oh, there's something here. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in the country, in fact. Lingering beside the fire and watching the flames flicker and dance in the grate. Ah, it's so relaxing.
We can't relax, not when there's so many interesting things on that mantelpiece.
Oh, it's
just as it was described in the stories.
It is?
Yes, exactly. Inside that Persian slipper, for example. My chocolates full of the elevances. And transfixed by that large jackknife. It's my shopping list for the market.
Oh, it's not quite how I remember it being described in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Poor Susato-san, she looks crushed. I mean, that's nice too. Looks like that huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. Seems very sturdy with an equally sturdy lock.
Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't go around opening things. I always have to keep an eye on you, don't I?
You're very mischievous. How did you come to that conclusion?
Ooh, that chest contains some of my most valuable things.
And that smile tells me you're not going to give us any clue about what they are. Maybe her inventions? Let's go. This thing, what is this thing? What on earth is this huge over-the-top machine?
That's a great analytoscope. It can analyze anything, really. Anything at all. That's absolutely incredible. It's one of Hurley's inventions. It took him a whole year. He said it was to help him with his investigations.
What sort of things has he analyzed with it? Do you know?
Well, actually, he hasn't used it for anything yet.
Oh.
Oh.
Why not?
Apparently, on the evening he finally completed it, it suddenly occurred to him. I don't actually have anything I need to analyze.
Oh.
Oh dear. How about you, Runo? Do you have anything you'd like to analyze?
The only thing that springs to mind is this machine itself. Yeah, I want to know how it works. That would be great. Maybe we'll use it. If there's a use for it. Does not look like... Oh. There's all sorts on these shelves. Chemistry apparatus. Books, papers and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
I keep telling Hurley not to cram so much on the shelves.
Good advice.
He wanted to look something up in one of those books a while ago. But it was so tightly wedged in and he couldn't get it out. So he went and bought a new copy instead.
Oh, he has money. Is that all? Okay. Oh, I've seen pictures of those Western musical instruments like this. It's called a violin, isn't it?
Of course it is. Mr. Shelves is renowned for his violin playing.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. It's often explained in the stories. It's inspirational, Mr. Naruhodo. Inspirational. I immediately started playing the koto, which was the closest Japanese stringed instrument I could find.
What a shame you couldn't bring it with you to London.
Oh, yes. Well, Papa was beaming when I asked him if he would buy me one. But after a while, he asked if I would only practice when he was out of the house.
Oh,
So now it's merely an ornament in my room.
that must have been an awkward conversation. For having examined the violin, okay. There's something here though.
That's my blackboard where I note down ideas.
Oh, interesting. Let's see. Black Peter? What does that mean?
Don't you want to hear what Iris has to say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'll come back to that blackboard later. What? What do you mean? Oh, can I see more? Hang on. Oh, I can see more? Yeah, okay. Right. So it's like one window on the left and one window on the right. Right through. Here? What on earth is that big black lump over there?
That fascinating thing is called a typewriter. It's a machine that allows you to write on paper without needing a pen. And wizardly quickly too.
Ooh, that sounds like it could be very useful for someone like me with terrible handwriting. Same. Me too. I use the computer to type because I can't write. My handwriting is so bad. Terrible handwriting. How about this? Are these medicine? No? There's a charming little white shelf and full of charming little bottles too.
Oh yes, but don't touch any of those. They might explode.
Explode?
Are they exotic chemicals? Do you use them for exciting experiments? Yes, it did. And as Hurley always says, chemistry is an explosive science.
Sorry?
I agree. A single discovery can trigger an explosion of innovation all around the world.
Or perhaps she just meant it literally. Either way, mental note, do not touch any bottle that belongs to Iris. What is? What a beautiful English tea set. And so neatly arranged.
It's a favorite pastime of mine. A cup of herbal tea in the afternoon.
Tea made of herbs?
That's right. I grow all sorts of herbs in the garden, so I can experiment with different blends. One moment, don't go away. I'll brew a pot of the special blend I came up with earlier today.
She looks delighted. I only hope it's safe to drink. I think it is. We should be fine. We had one earlier just now, right? Okay, that seems to be it. So, let me talk to you. Iris. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey.
Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much.
Oh no, it's not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Yeah, that one.
Like this? I'm thinking about back now. You left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you?
Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade.
Oh, Jeannie? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out.
It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that.
Are you referring to that trial disrupting gun-like contraption?
Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions.
Make sure nobody gets hurt. This girl is dangerous.
Anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician.
Sorry, your technician, is it Herlock's?
Hurley, of course, silly.
Hurley? Hurley?
Yes, hello, Sholmes. We live here together.
I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
Daughter? Not likely.
What?
I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I?
Okay.
Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
Your roommates? What about your family?
I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? 10.
10? You don't look 10. You look younger than 10. You look like 7, 8 at least, at most, perhaps. But 10? You need to eat some more, girl.
10 at last this year.
Well, what of your mother and father?
Oh no, they're not around.
Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. I don't know. Perhaps we shouldn't dig in too much.
Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie. I am a very great fan of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and... Oh, you have a copy of Rand's magazine. Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. This is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
My stories? Did you write them?
That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see. And he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think?
Goodness!
Last time, he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So you are the author?
Yes, I'll let you in on a secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure the Speckled Band.
The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar.
Of course, I always change one or two details in their stories, here and there. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake to be the cause of all the trouble.
Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually.
Yes, and of course I intend that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but... It's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you?
Okay. So do you mean to say... the stories about Mr. Sholmes that are published in the Rand's magazine...
All written by me, yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson. Suzato-san's getting more and more worked up.
Ah yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson.
But what about the doctor of medicine part?
That's all true too. I am a doctor of medicine.
How? No, at 10 years old?
At 10 years old?
Well, that's quite incredible.
But... Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Ah yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
Oh.
Well, sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow? suppose it does, yes.
Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. Your deductions just now? About before?
Yes. What's on your mind, Bruno? Do tell me.
How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean?
Yes. Oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all of that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I'd be delighted, although there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin.
Is she doing a Herlock Sholmes thing?
Iris Wilson is proud to present a logic and reasoning spectacular.
Okay. Oof. Okay, we're looking at us.
First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, you know?
Yeah, okay.
After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber.
But you also said that we only just arrived in London. How did you know that?
I observed the passport and travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket.
Why is it there?
Oh. So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs.
The Ripper of the Bailey? I walked right into that one, didn't I? What's on her hand?
Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with a suspect, weren't you? Earlier today.
Ah.
They used those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see? I didn't realize. And the red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates,
is it?
So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilder, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case.
Ooh. I see.
But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling.
A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume.
Mr. Natsume. Now, Runo has a fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Suzy? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both come from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
Oh yeah. Good for you.
There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his nose with a knife, you know. He is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions.
She's cute. And smart.
Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct?
You might be better than Sholmes. They were spot on.
That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction.
You even managed to certain something of Mr. Sholmes' delivery.
Oh well. I was just copying Hurley's style for that. This is really very good news. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please?
Yeah. So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying?
Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage, but the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene.
Wow. The great detective is a popular man, it seems.
A Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene. A short, shifty-looking, stooped man? Mr. Natsume beyond any doubt. Suzuki-san said that he didn't see anybody else on the street at all. Yeah, here's the problem. But it seems there were witnesses after all. Yeah, that's a problem too. Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man shivering in fear.
Mr. Sholmes' great deduction certainly hit the market at that time.
Of course he did. He's a great detective.
Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Hurley says that London is rife with crime.
Oh,
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but he can't stay on top of it apparently.
oh dear. I hadn't realized the situation was so dire.
That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. That's terrible. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system.
I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold up much hope for Suzuki-san. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
You're most welcome. I had so much fun.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Oh well. I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene.
Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Ume? Mr. Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings.
Ooh, cool.
If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there.
Iris,
Do you know where those lodgings are?
I bet it's the one with the bricked windows.
Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there?
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
Ah, goody. In that case,
Are you gonna give us something? Okay.
give Grexy this from me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know.
What is this?
A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems.
Okay.
It reads, tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Gosh, this will make the inspector help us, will it?
Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try.
Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Man. And I'll be making more special kinds of tea, so come back again soon. We'd be delighted.
Thank you so much, Iris. She's cute, she's nice, she's smart. I like her.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo is back to the scene of the crime.
So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all, we headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. Okay. To be continued? Oh, okay. Shall we go on a bit more? Looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Hi. Okay, should we just present it then? Can we inspect this?
This is a 5 shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown.
Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one.
Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world.
How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What's it really worth?
Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month.
That's greasy. Can we rotate it? Iris's little handwriting is adorable, isn't it?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem.
Yes, the handwriting might be adorable, but the message is ominous. There's no room for sentiment there.
I'm sure it's simply the way you're interpreting it, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I do hope the inspector will tell us what we need to know when he reads it.
You don't think it will just make him munch piping hot chips until steam comes out of his ears, do you?
Well, that wouldn't be an entirely terrible outcome.
Okay. Let's present this to him. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gitterbugs. That's for sure. We have this for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. What? For me? From her ladyship?
Oh, lady. Her ladyship?
Give that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me.
Huh. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? So he snatched it. What was that coin exactly?
It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's an appearance fee, that's what it is.
What?
An appearance fee? Oh, I see, you mean... That's right, for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me, every time. Yes, of course, I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Of course, her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still...
I'm sorry, Inspector, that must be difficult for you.
Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh?
Sorry?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it's 6. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustached Japanese fellow. He lives in the bridal hovel. It's just over there, look.
I bet it's that house, the bricked house, yeah.
On the first floor of that house, on the corner where that rack of a bicycle's propped up.
I wonder if that's his bicycle too.
That is nearby indeed. If I remember rightly, the landlord is Mr. John Garridap. Right, well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I made it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes.
Sure. Just don't worry, Inspector, we will.
Goodbye for now then. And long live her ladyship.
Why?
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Yes, so then shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? We'll find Sholmes.
Definitely.
I know we'll find Sholmes.
That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history.
Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here.
According to Inspector Gregson, there's a house where Mr. Natsume has lodgings.
Just across the road from where the incident took place, I see. It must be awful for Suzuki-san getting caught up in something like this in a foreign land. Oh, okay, so wait, hang on, I need to move. I guess. A new location. Actually, let me see the description for Sholmes' suit. The home and office of the world-famous great detective and his young companion, Iris. It seems people from all over the globe come to engage his consulting detective services. The lodgings of Mr. Soseki Natsume, according to information. Cool. Straight away, I see a uniform there. I see a medal. I see what looks like large bullets, but I don't know what they are actually. A cannon. 19th February, Mr. Natsume's lodgings. There's an apron there, I think. Ooh. Oh, okay. Must be the maid's one then.
May I help you?
Ah yes, this will be the residence of Mr. John Gary Depp. Oh, okay, so it's not Soseki Natsume's room.
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I am...
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here? Huh. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
Oh, why is she shocked?
One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Gary Depp.
Did you see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid.
I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better.
It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
We need only to meet a butler and then the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Gary Depp will see you now. This way.
Oh, he's there. His head looks like the moon. A crescent moon. I just want to examine. Oh, do we talk to him straight away? Okay. Good day to you, John Gary Depp, at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwand. Maiwand? Don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains but had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-comings. So he's a retired soldier. It's a hell of a job getting up and down the stairs now. I can tell you, don't get out much as you can imagine. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs.
You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo.
Do you think so?
Well, Mr. Gary Depp, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folderol, really? I don't know what's it. Wouldn't like to offend the general though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan, fetch the oath. Dash it all, woman. Be careful.
Oh, dearie me. I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir.
So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. Yes, I see. So the maid doesn't do anything? Doesn't follow what he asks her to do? Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs, is that right?
Yes, we would be very grateful if you can answer some questions for us.
Only too pleased, naturally, especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, is it? Even had some famous detective poking around, you know? In this old house, would you believe?
Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business.
Oh, but you have a copy of Friends magazine here, so
I really want to look around. No.
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in Soseki-san's room. It's a bally nuisance, is what it is. The whole neighborhood's stretching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. Okay, hang on. One moment. I just want to inspect the room. Yeah.
Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely.
Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder? Looks like a wardrobe. Some sort of cupboard, actually. Cabinet?
I'm going to have a very quick look, just a little peek.
Maybe let's not, Mr. Sato. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea. Ahem. Yeah, we shouldn't be poking around too much. That portrait of Mr. Gary Depp is glaring at me, I swear.
Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Gary Depp as well?
Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well. Oh yes, assumed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket. Seemed to come back? What do you mean, yeah? The chap who runs the place is a bally wizard, went in to sell him something and came up with that thing. In point fact, now I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need. Oh.
The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements.
Susato-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. I wonder if she will use it ever again, her throw.
That looks like a Medal of Honor and it's showcased on a very grand banner.
Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say, although it bothers me that it's not straight. Yeah. What, that old tune? Sorry? I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I dispose of it. The wall's the best place for it, keeps the bally thing out of my way. So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose. Okay.
There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. It says for distinguished participation.
Oh. Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for. Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in the military circles. Yeah, I want to know about this. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous.
I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here?
Are those old things? A couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know? What? Are the people in the barracks okay? Became a bit of colorful regiment folklore, that incident.
You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent shells?
Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. They're only scrap iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you? Useful for what exactly? Yeah, they're just shells, right? Right? Yes. Well. Joan here did manage to knock one of the belchings out of on my foot the other day while she was dusting. She have a grudge against you, sir.
Oh no.
Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know. Maybe reconsider throwing them away. Oh, that's her, right? Okay. That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it?
It's clearly been well looked after, though.
That old tune? Pah, not much better than Rex, really. Oh? Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past. Me would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, it doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Oh, I see.
Here's a sword too. Can you see that? Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Yeah. Cannon? That's a full-sized cannon. What's it doing in here?
Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica.
That old thing? Bah, that's little more than a toy. Sorry. The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house. Really? It isn't overkill? Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy.
Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Gary Depp?
Always is. Tech Joan here never fails to have a clean April in reserve. Thrust them over the barrels, you see. Yeah, I see. They draw very well on the cannon that Joan tells me, which rather proves my point, I feel. It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. Well, at least there's a use for it. Rather than nothing at all. There's some books here. I notice you have a pile of books here, Mr. Gary Depp. Do you enjoy reading? Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book.
Oh, there's a copy of Midran's magazine here, I see. No doubt Mr. Gary Depp enjoys the adventures of Sherlock Holmes too. The great detective has a great many followers, it would seem. I bet he has a subscription. Cake. Is that cake? Oh, look! What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand.
Lined up, it looks more like someone has half demolished them to me. Good, then it's not gone to waste.
Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, you know. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Gary Depp's custom to take two cakes with his tea. That sounds delightful.
Oh, wait a minute though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand.
Well, naturally. It would never do to waste the leftovers.
So you ate it? I mean, I'm fine with that.
So whatever Mr. Gary Depp doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up.
How magnanimous of you. It's cool. She's not wasting food. That's fine.
This old candle holder looks a little out of place here, wouldn't you say?
Does it? Does it? Yes, you're right. It's clearly supposed to be gold, but it's almost completely black for some reason. Is it? It looks gold to me. That old thing? Yes. Just a cheap piece of ironmongery. Gimcrack, really. Oh, used it when I was studying, don't you know? For my commission. I know it's all hardly worth hanging on to really, but, well, still it has uses sometimes.
Of course.
Does everything in this room have some elaborate story behind it?
They're memories, Mr. Naruhodo. Memories.
Yeah, you have a sword hanging on your... Look at that. Okay, this part is not... Look at it. It's like cracked, old, and worn out. Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it?
Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? Although the shell seems to be broken and the crockery is... Oh dear, it's in pieces.
It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that Chinaware justice. Yeah.
I wonder.
Perhaps the cannon was fired at it. If the cannon was fired at it, there would be more than just cracked. Actually, there would be nothing left. Yes, probably something like that, but let's not delve too deeply here. Oh, window. But I thought the window was bricked.
This window looks out over Briar Road where the young woman was attacked.
Oh yes, I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene.
The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly.
Does this thing open at all, I wonder?
I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir.
Sorry?
As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner would go opening windows that does in the middle of winter, I assure you.
Seems very unlikely that these two would have seen anything of the incident then. Alright. Okay, let's continue talking with them, I guess. Okay, about Mr. Natsume.
About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Gary Depp, please do tell us.
Ah yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, just 1 week?
So he moved in very recently then? I have two lodges most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below us. Oh, okay, so he's on the third floor? The first floor. Woof. Hey, I'm trying to read. Dash it all, Joan. Be careful.
Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set my eyes on him. Wait, I want to see what he said. First floor room became available a week ago. You see, there'd been something. Oh, she's hiding something.
Oh, why?
He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joe, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything. We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure. Yeah.
Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
I'm trying to ask the guy, not you though. You're a bit biased. Yes. Oh yes, indeed there was. And she's dying to tell us. Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes. The man was shadier than an orchard. Could you elaborate?
Well, check the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes a time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. He's a student, you know. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too. Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fella to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Okay.
Could you clarify something, I wonder?
What, pray?
How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine?
Yeah.
Oh. I'd understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct?
That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor and street level.
Then, how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers?
Yeah.
The precise times they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed.
Yeah. Good grief, Joan. Be more careful, woman.
Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here. Yeah. Okay. What do we have on them? I don't know yet. It seems the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out of the window at around that time? Oh, the window?
Yes, we noticed at the window that looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garudeb household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir.
It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. Oh, I see.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Oh, wow. Yes, was there something then? Well, it's nothing particularly significant. Oh, can you stop interrupting him? Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir. What was he trying to say? Do be more careful, woman. Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow? Oh, yes. I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all. What are you hiding? What are you hiding? You know what? She kind of looks like the sun. See? Sort of. Sunflower? Sun? And then we have the moon. Oh, really? Mr. Garrett? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been. Well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really nothing off. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need her out. Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened. Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet and uneventful meal. Joan? That's right, Mr. Garrett. What is the matter with these two? It sounds like something happened here in this room the evening of the incident, but what? I wish I knew. Me too. My goodness. Mr. Natsume's room. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on? I think we've covered this actually. Why, certainly, just below us on the first floor. And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there even as we speak? Yes, told Mr. Nuts his name. Had asked him... What? Told Mr. Nuts his name had asked him to look into the matter, so I give him the key. Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around in Mr. Natsume's room, I mean? Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of steps. Wait. I thought we are on level 3. We're not on level 3? Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the keys, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we? Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we will continue with this when I return. So until the next time, thank you for watching and goodbye.